Hi, and welcome to a new screencast about GlassFish 3.1 and specifically the strong typed injection of dynamic OSGi services. In this screencast, we'll be using an OSGi bundle, which we have here with an API part separated from the implementation. So if we look at the API, it's quite straightforward. It's a stock quote service with get quote and get symbol methods. The implementation itself is quite straightforward as well. It's actually hard-coded values for stock quotes. Now there's also an activator in the bundle which will register a given implementation with a given name, as you can see here. We have a GlassFish 3.1, a recent version of that running. And at this point, we'll go into the OSGi console that ships with GlassFish. So telnet to localhost 6666, and we'll get into the Apache Felix GoGo console. We'll list all the bundles, and we see we have 252 bundles. These are the GlassFish bundles by default. So now we can use the ASAdmin to deploy an artifact, which is the OSGi bundle we just saw, with the type OSGi option. And here we have deployed the bundle itself. And if we list the bundles one more time, we see that not only is it deployed, this is our stock quote service bundle, but it's also in active mode, which is because we deployed with ASAdmin. And we can see that with the list application, it's deployed and it uses the OSGi runtime directly. Now looking at the client, we have a beans.xml file that is empty in a web application. So we'll be using CDI, a web profile web client, a servlet 3.0 with annotated here with @webservlet available from /list, and we will be injecting a stock quote service. So this is the interface, not the implementation. We'll be injecting this. This is CDI annotations, and here we have a qualifier which was defined as part of a CDI portable extension shipping with GlassFish, which removes all the boilerplate you would need to type if you were to deal with dynamic behavior of OSGi services yourself. And as you can see, there are a number of attributes that can be used while injecting the service with this qualifier, this qualified injection. So it is an OSGi service, and we're injecting a stock quote service, which is dynamic. It can be there or it cannot. And while waiting to bind, we'll wait 10 seconds before we time out. And then we'll invoke methods directly on that value that has been injected in this attribute. Now, we will actually deploy this in the OSGi console by installing the bundle. This is a Word file, so it's a web application. It has a new ID, and while it has been installed, we can see it here, it's actually not yet active. So we need to start that bundle specifically. And now you see the binding actually happen, and the application in the GlassFish log is deployed on the /stockquote URL. And we can actually hit the application and on the /list, and we see that this is actually behaving as expected. Now, if we were to stop the bundle, the service, the OSGi service itself, and try to reload the web application, which is still there, the service itself it was trying to use is no longer there. So it's going to time out after those 10 seconds. And then, of course, you can start over again and hit the web page again, and in this case, it's responding. So this concludes this very short screencast on injecting in a strongly type-safe manner an OSGi reference to a service which can be dynamic. So check out glassfish.org, get a recent version of GlassFish 3.1, and try this out for yourself. Thanks for watching.